All right, well, welcome everybody to another Feedback Friday. Looking forward to this one for a while, and we have some exciting stuff to talk about, in addition to, of course, getting to your questions live, as well as getting to the questions following up from the last week, possibly beyond that, to just respond to you guys who are tuning into the channel regularly and asking questions and leaving comments, which we definitely appreciate. So I just wanted to give that quick introduction and we can jump right into it. I have a couple announcements. I think it's going to be a lot of fun today, for me anyway. And you can have a lot more fun if you just engage here in the comment section for the live replay. And then later on, if you have any questions and you're watching the replay, just type those questions in the comment section and appear on next week's Friday feedback, or just get them answered live right now. So open Q&A as we go through a couple things that I'm excited about, but my agenda is less important than your agenda. So if you have those live questions, we'll be diving into those. I got it pulled up right in front of me. As you can see, that's you. Well, technically, that's not you. So that's a frame because this video is behind. But anyway, let's dive into it. And I'm going to pull up my screen here in a second to show you the questions. The first one that I have right here in front of me from a commenter, Joel. He said, in PropWire, you probably should have put 2013 to 2023 versus just using 2023 as the last slide. Let me show you what he's talking about. And you know what? Interestingly enough, he's right. So this free leads when I will pay for data, or when I'd rather pay for data versus using free leads from PropWire, that is, you're 100% right. In this video, I kind of fudged it on accident. After the fact, my wife pointed it out and she was like, well, you should probably fix that. So I'm like, all right, I'll take the video down. But when I replayed it, I noticed I did the split test. I actually did what he's suggesting and it literally didn't change anything. So at the end of the day, I left it up. But he's the first one in like 6 months that caught that. And I knew somebody would catch that. So Joel, thank you so much. You're very astute in your observations. So I'm going to give you the replay. I'm just going to put this in here and share it and then let you know that I'm answering your question live. So I'll get to the next question here in a sec. And I'm just going to put answering this live right there. And then the next one is, can subject to be practiced in U.S. jurisdictions like Puerto Rico? Speaking to the shorter video that we made about subject to real estate investing. That is such a good question because, as we know, they're government, United States government territories. Can you do the same thing? I'll speak specifically to Puerto Rico. I'm not the authority on this, just as a disclaimer. What I can tell you is, as far as I know, the answer is yes, because you can still do VA loans there and all sorts of things like that in the same way that you can when you're stateside. So you should be able to do that. But of course, the disclaimer here is you want to check with an attorney, somebody who knows the real estate law there. Get a real estate attorney specifically. Call them up, ask them that question. And that should be a quick, easy phone call. So I'm responding to Carlos right now. Carlos, thank you so much for the question. And I'm answering this live right now. And we're going to go to the next question that is right here. What are botbox leads? This is the avoid the wholesaling flop using Privy. Guys, if you haven't seen this video, it's actually really, really insightful. Don't be that guy. The answer is botfox, and it's botfox leads. I'll put a link to the description of botfox below. What that is actually my buddy Kyle is a 2 Comma Club award-winning ClickFunnels guy. He is just absolutely incredible when it comes to entrepreneurialism. He travels the country and the world with his family in an RV. How he manages those kids and an RV, I don't know. I have 2 kids of my own, so I don't see how that's even possible, but it's botfox, and he's put together this program that you can learn more about with the link that I'll leave in the description below for you. Crux 2790. So I appreciate that question. It's a very good one. Okay, so answering this live. There you go. And then we'll get to the next question. For any of you tuning in live, that could be your next question if I see it come through, which I don't see any questions yet. So we got one from Jake Worldfax, looking for someone who can get bulk SIM cards or SIM routes doing SMS business together. Well, I honestly can't tell you that I know anything about SMS Sim Routes. All we do is we text message market. This was SMS lead generation for marketing in 2023. And actually, we've expanded the opportunity for text message marketing into AI beyond just the doing this yourself and some of the platforms that we're using, which is actually part of what I wanted to talk to you about at this point today. But I'll just wait a little bit because there's one more. There's a Privy software program platform that we use for on-market offers. And we got a comment that said, "This is gold." Sunnyside said that. So I'm just going to say thank you. Thank you. Giving you a shout out live. Giving you a shout out live. Appreciate you right there. And of course, I'm going to take away answering this live. There you go. All right. Well, we'll get into the other point that I wanted to make about that. And again, just, ask your questions live. As I see there are several people on right now. Thanks for tuning in. There is something that is awesome when it comes to, and I titled this, Overpay Sellers and Make Huge Profits, Creative Real Estate Investing is what I titled this live. And the reason for that is because I have something that I wanted to share with you. So we have been text message marketing with Launch Control. We're also using Smarter Contact, and Smarter Contact for SMS marketing is awesome for off-market properties. We're using that at a high level, and it's just crushing it. And it's very comparable now in their higher level packages to Launch Control. In fact, at the end of the day, it's become cheaper. I mean, the market will speak for itself when we have competitors popping up. And as I said a year ago in one of the videos that I made called "Is This the Death of Launch Control?" Well, that's the thumbnail. But I asked the question. I said there's a silent giant set to slay its competition for off-market lead generation and SMS marketing, and it was Smarter Contact, and I shared that. And now Smarter Contact is in a position where we're about to go live with them and talk about their platform and share the results that we're getting and some of the people that are using it, some clients that we've signed up with them and built out their system in the Marketing Launch Accelerator package. And not a pitch for that, just to say that, time is a factor. We have a time is of the essence clause in all of our contracts that we use. And in fact, you can get some of those SMS Kickstart templates that we use for free. Just go to smsmarketingmadeeasy.com. And in fact, I'll put a link in the description to that too. But that brings us into what we're doing with Bill Hawthorn and Sean Shirk of Creative REI Reply. And this is upcoming. They're putting on a free masterclass on August 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern. They're going to be sharing how you can turn other investors' leads into huge paydays. And just like the title says, overpay sellers and make huge profits. So just 1 second, please. Hold on. And I'm back in action. So you can find more about that linked in the description below. Register at creativereireply.com/Remy-webinar. So that is creativereireply.com/Remy-webinar. Here's the thing. I want to go through what it's going to be because you're listening to me right now and you're like, okay, I know you have the Creative REI Intensive, which you can learn. Dude, there are so many links that I'm calling out to right now. And I'm just saying, this is such a fun topic. The creative real estate investing journey. We have 13 novations or 14 novations under contract right now that otherwise would have been dead deals. And we have 300 of those, $300,000 in active contracts right now about to close. The reason that I share this with you isn't to impress you. I just want to share that this is possible to take dead deals and turn them into leads. It would have been $0. Instead, it's $300,000. So how do you take $0 worth of transactions that are dead leads and turn it into $300,000? This is just this, like, it hasn't even been a month. It's been literally 3 weeks at this point that we have closed, well, not closed, but locked up, and now we're in contract. Some of them are closing. $300,000 worth of deals doing creative financing. So specifically what I'm talking about, novations there, but there are other deals that we have currently under contract above and beyond those 13 that are other types of creative strategies. Well, we're going to talk about those creative strategies specifically in depth in our creative REI intensive, which we're putting on right now and you can learn more about. Just go to getcreativerei.com. I believe that I left that in the link in the description below as well. Or you could just check out our main website to learn more about the creative real estate investing strategies. We like to lean into that because what we found was there's a lot of stuff going on in the market. You know this, and we hear that, markets are really competitive. Sellers want too much for their properties. Okay, well, guess what? That's fine. It's not competitive anymore because you can overpay for these properties ostensibly and make huge profits. Still, you can learn in depth, step by step, exactly how to do that in our Creative REI Intensive. I'd encourage you, if you've never heard of anything related to creative real estate investing before, just start here with this webinar that's being put on by Sean and Bill. And I wanted to share it with you what the site actually looks like, just so I can, you're in the right spot when you click the link in the description below and you go to this link, creativereireply.com. And you can literally, as it says, discover how to overpay your sellers while making huge profits. And I'm here with you, joining you up here as a little frame, and turn those dead leads that other investors have into deals. This is Bill right there, and I told him that's a hilarious picture. So I just wanted to go through what it is that we're going to be covering, and really by we, I mean them. They're taking the reins on this. We teach it in depth at the Creative REI Intensive at getcreativerei.com. But as far as what we're going to cover in this free thing, the free webinar, how to avoid needing to find unicorn 25% plus discounts to make, because that's what makes it competitive. That's what makes the real estate market super competitive, when you are in the ring with a bunch of other people looking for 30% discounts on properties, right? So you can actually pay sellers more and still make even better profits. And that is to say, we had a case study that we're going to roll out with here soon, but I'll just share with you the details. Chris went through it in a recent meeting that we had with our setter team, because we have commission-only setters, which, by the way, is that botfox stuff that I was telling you about earlier, responding to another one of those questions. And I know, guys, there's a lot of stuff that I'm bringing here, but I promise you, you're going to find massive value if you investigate this stuff. Don't do all of it all at once. Start where it makes the most sense for you. So if you want to check out how to leverage AI in the hands-off capacity, we use Mia. That's what we gave the name to this AI bot, Mia, using Creative REI Reply. That's not the only thing there is to it, because you have to understand the creative side. So what they're doing here is showing you how you can legitimately overpay for properties, give the sellers what they need, right? Give them what they need, still make money off of it. So, what they say, and this is Sean who put this site together, saying, watch how we instantly turn what seems like dead leads into huge profits by knowing the right deal structure technique. And this is, like I said, it's a free. And of course, there's something to buy at the end, because you have to invest in your business. You have to, it's called Creative REI Reply. And if you haven't seen it, it is freaking mind blowing. Like, we're getting leads. We thought we had to do something with them when we signed up for this, and we started using Creative REI Reply, and we'd go into the system and we'd be like, okay, watching live as the bot was having these conversations with sellers. And we're like, should we jump in? Should we not do anything? And it put us in a weird feeling, a really weird feeling. When you're watching technology do all of that work for you, hands off, I don't know if you'll experience this when you actually check it out, but when you do check it out, it's just the weirdest thing ever, because you feel like I want to do something to intervene, but then really you don't. You just hands off, and then you look at your calendar. Pay attention to your calendar that it integrates with, like Google Calendar is what we use, and just watch the appointments being scheduled automatically. So not only does it skip trace, and it being this bot with Creative REI Reply, it pulls records from the MLS that were expired listings, like it scrapes Zillow and stuff like that, also for sale by owners. And you don't have to do any of the list pulls. So it'll pull all of the lists for you. It'll manage that data, upload it into the campaigns. It'll initiate the campaigns. It'll have conversations with the prospects in those campaigns for you via SMS messaging. And then after that, it'll have those conversations and qualify the leads, but not too much so that it's not one of those overbearing conversations. So it's pretty intelligent. In fact, this guy, Creative I Reply founder, Sean Shirk, is a rocket scientist. And I can't tell whether or not he likes me mentioning that, but I will continue to mention it because, I mean, the brains behind the operation kind of just shed some more light on how intelligent the AI is, right? And we all know the pitfalls of AI, at least right now as it stands, and that is the limitations are, a function of the limitations of the creator, and to some extent, right? And when I speak about autonomous AI, when you visit getcreativerei.com, when I speak about that, what I mean is it seems like it's a real person who's text message marketing for you. And oh, by the way, as far as like how much it is, it's cheaper than launch control, and it does it for you. And that's not to say launch control doesn't have value. We'll still use launch control, and we're starting to use more and more and more smarter contact for text message marketing, and you're going to hear a lot more about that. But why we're doing this right here is lower the barrier of entry to actually go from zero to deals, or go from deals to scaling your business and not being on the grind all the time. And if you've been sticking with us for a while, you know that that's the point, right? It's to be able to actually be a business owner and not have a business that owns your time, all of your time, just on the grind continuously. So that's why I was really excited to talk about how, to overpay and make huge profits using creative real estate investing, because the market's shifting, everything's shifting. And there is one thing that I'll mention about the market. Everybody talks about a crash in the market. And even if we go into a recession, there's something that I believe, and it's just my opinion, but it's based off of facts. And that is that historically, even in the recessions, except for 2008, because that was uniquely tied directly to the housing market, every other recession we've had, property values have been pretty stagnant or continued to increase in value year over year. So even headed into a recession, when I talk about you can recession proof your business, if you're in real estate investing, that's how you can do it. Because by virtue of purchasing properties, riding out this recession with having appreciating assets, people still need places to live. People are still buying and selling properties. And you're just adjusting your purchase prices and your ARVs on the curve of what's happening with the market. And that is one reason why it's even more powerful to have a creative strategy. So as we talk about creative real estate investing, it's important to note that your understanding of creative REI strategies, every single one of them are just tools in your tool belt to be able to deploy when needed to help the seller, to serve them as your client, and just create a solution that's best for them. Now, sometimes it's not going to work, but 9 times out of 10, right? When you have every 10 leads, one of them might turn into a deal. Typically what we see is, if that's the case for you, you're crushing it. But usually it's 25 deals or 25 offers, will turn into some sort of contract after you continue to get like 50 leads, 25 offers, because half of them you don't want to make offers on. It'll turn into one contract. And you obviously want to increase the KPI for everything you have under contract, leads to a close, and increase that more and more and more. But when you have that ratio, you want to improve it, but you can't if you're continuing to battle other investors for 30% discounts, right? If you're just looking to wholesale, you should know, I mentioned, and I completely got off track, the novations. One in particular case study that Chris was going through the other day is a novation where we could have made 10K on that wholesale, but because we novated it, we're making $44,000 on that as a novation. Pretty incredible. And we're going to come out with a case study very soon. If you want to see that case study, just hit it in the comment section below, and I'll reply to your comment with a direct link to it when it's uploaded. So you're going to want to see that, and I'll give you a direct link to it. But all that to say, I'm excited about this event that's coming up on August 25th, and August 23rd at 7 p.m. Eastern. Because when they say here that it's mind-blowing creative real estate secrets, the promise, it is not the usual stuff that most show when it comes to creative real estate. It's really not. It's really, really not. I mean, I'm not certain that they talk about novations. They talk about something called slot deal. And if you don't know what a slot deal is, you're going to want to go to that because it's going to make you a lot of money. When you know how to deploy it, you know how to use it correctly, that strategy is going to make you oodles of oodles. I said oodles. It's going to make you a lot of money. And the point for me has never been about the money. It's been about what it affords me. Time freedom, more time and flexibility to spend with my family, with my kids. And I know that that's most of you. Our demographic that tunes in to hear, I know you because I am you, right? We got the 30 to 45. That's the main demographic, with some on a little bit older and a little bit younger. But that's me. That's my business partners. I mean, we're all in that same space. Some of us have kids that are all grown up. I don't. I got little ones. I started late, but we want more time to spend with them, and we don't want to be continually on the grind. So that's why we share in the Creative REI Intensive, which you can of course check out. And this particular webinar, we talk about it because you're going to be on the grind. So get those creative strategies and start learning them, so that when you look at something as a normal investor, where you would normally say, I can't get it at a steep enough discount, then you can actually monetize on that instead of throwing it away and saying, this isn't a lead. Or even if you were savvy enough to say, I've aligned myself with top real estate agents in my market, so I'm going to monetize off this as a listing referral, then sure, you could do that. You could make 2, 3, 4, 5 grand. Actually, on this case study that we're going to roll out with, we looked at the numbers as a listing referral and we would have made like 3 grand. But instead, we made call it $40,000. So all that said, tune in to, using the link below, the webinar that's happening. Just put it in your calendar. It's live. It's not one of those pre-recorded webinars or anything like that. We're actually doing it live. I'm going to be in the audience, guys. So I'll be there, but I would love to invite you to be there as well. So that all said, I wanted to say thanks so much for tuning into Real Estate Investing Made Easy's Feedback Fridays. We got, overpaying for sellers on the docket coming up soon. We'll get that case study out to you as well. And all of that means you're going to be just deploying the tools that are going to make you more money so you can own more of your time, which I'm really excited about. So do like this video. It helps us out, spreads the word, spreads the message, equips other investors when they see this to level up their business. And you can get other investors dead leads and profit. So we obviously will make other investors money too when we joint venture with them, which is one of the reasons why we have a joint venture, is because we'll help other investors monetize on leads they can't close, leads that they can't turn into deals. And we'll teach them how to do it so that they can literally do the same thing. So where otherwise you as an investor feel like, I don't know creative, tune into this webinar, learn some of the strategies. As far as pitching it and closing these leads, we have disposition support. We have closing support. We have priority for our Made Easy Mastermind students, which you can learn more about in the Mastermind website, which is madeeasymastermind.com. So I know a lot of links that I threw at you this time. Write them down, check them out in your own time. But at the end of the day, show up on this. We'll certainly make more announcements. August 23rd, 7 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have a fun time. So there might be more comments and questions to go through. Somebody asked about the easy button done for you service. That just go to our website, reimadeeasyofficial.com. Learn more about how we can help other investors out. A lot of money to be made in real estate investing. So there's a lot to go around, and we're happy to help. We'll see you guys later. Thanks for tuning in. We're together, of course, here on our channel. We're going to make real estate investing easy. We'll see you on the next one, everybody.